Let us begin by understanding what it truly means to act as if you are surrounded by abundance. Many of you may think this is about pretending or deceiving yourself, but I assure you it is far more profound than that. When I speak of acting as if, I am talking about assuming a state of consciousness, embodying a particular way of being in the world. You see, the world you experience is not separate from you. It is not an external reality happening to you. Rather, it is a reflection, an outpicturing of your consciousness. Your assumptions, your beliefs, your instincts, these are the true creators of your reality. And when you act as if you are surrounded by abundance, you are assuming a state of abundance consciousness. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I act as if I'm surrounded by abundance when my bank account is empty, when I'm struggling to pay my bills? And this, my dear friends, is where the true power of this principle lies. For it is precisely in those moments of apparent lack that this practice becomes most potent. You must understand that your outer world of form is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of your inner world of consciousness. What you see around you right now, your financial situation, your relationships, your health, all of these are effects, not causes. They are the fruits of seeds planted in your consciousness in the past. To change these outer conditions, you must change the cause, which is your state of consciousness. And this is exactly what we do when we act as if we are surrounded by abundance. We are planting new seeds in the fertile soil of our consciousness, seeds that must by univocing grow into the fruits of abundance in our outer world. But let me be clear, this is not about denying your current circumstances or burying your head in the sand. It's about shifting your focus, your attention, your energy to the state of abundance you wish to experience. It's about giving more reality to your desired state than to your current conditions. So how do we begin to act as if we are surrounded by abundance? It starts with your imagination. Your imagination is not some frivolous faculty for daydreaming. It is the very workshop in which you create your reality. When you imagine yourself surrounded by abundance, you are, in a very real sense, experiencing that abundance now. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself in a state of complete abundance. See yourself living in the home of your dreams. Feel the satisfaction of having more than enough money to cover all your needs and desires. Experience the joy of being able to give generously to others. Make this imaginal scene as vivid and as real as possible. Now here's the crucial part. You must feel the feeling of this abundance. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the freedom that comes with being surrounded by abundance. For it is the feeling that gives life to your imaginal act. It is the feeling that impresses this new state upon your subconscious mind. As you open your eyes and return to your present surroundings, carry that feeling with you. Let it infuse your thoughts, your words, your actions. This is what it means to act as if you are surrounded by abundance. You are living from the state of abundance, regardless of what your current circumstances might suggest. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, isn't this just fooling myself? Isn't this denial of reality? To this I say, what you call reality is far more fluid, far more malleable than you have been led to believe. Your physical senses show you a world of effects, but true causation lies in your consciousness. When you act as if you are surrounded by abundance, you are not denying your current circumstances. You are transcending them. You are exercising your divine power to choose the state from which you will live. And as you persist in this new state, your outer world must reshape itself to match your inner conviction. Let us delve deeper into the practical application of this principle. How do you maintain this state of abundance consciousness in your daily life? It begins with your thoughts and your inner conversations. Pay attention to how you think and talk about abundance. Do you constantly focus on what you lack? Do you worry about not having enough? These thoughts and inner conversations are assumptions of scarcity, and they will perpetuate a reality of lack. Instead, consciously choose thoughts and inner conversations that align with abundance. When you look at your bank account, instead of focusing on how little there is, feel gratitude for what you do have. When you pay a bill, instead of feeling resentment or worry, feel appreciation for the services you've received and for your ability to pay. Your words, too, are crucial in this process. The words you speak are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Be mindful of the language you use around abundance. Eliminate phrases like "I can't afford it" or "money is tight." Instead, use empowering statements like "I always have more than enough" or "abundance flows to me easily and frequently." Remember, these are not mere affirmations or positive thinking techniques. They are assumptions, states of being that you are choosing to attune. Speak them with conviction, feeling the truth of them in your very being. Now let us address a crucial aspect of acting. As if you are surrounded by abundance, your self-concept. Your self-concept is the sum total of all your beliefs about who you are. And this self-concept is perhaps the most powerful assumption you hold. Many people struggle to experience abundance because their self-concept contradicts the state of abundance. They may visualize having plenty, but deep down, they don't believe they are the kind of person who can be abundant. They may have limiting beliefs like "I don't deserve abundance" or "abundance is for other people, not for me." To truly embody the state of abundance, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. You must be willing to see yourself as someone who is naturally abundant, who easily attracts plenty, who deserves to live in a state of overflow. This is not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true, limitless nature. You see, at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current bank balance, or the opinions of others about abundance. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential, including its potential for abundance. When you truly grasp this truth, when you begin to identify with your essential nature rather than your temporary circumstances, you open yourself to limitless abundance. Your subconscious mind, no longer constrained by limiting beliefs, becomes free to manifest the abundant reality you choose to assume. So how do you revise your self-concept to align with abundance? The process is similar to assuming any new state of being. You must vividly imagine yourself as a naturally abundant person. Feel what it's like to be that person. How do they think about resources? How do they make decisions? How do they carry themselves? But remember, this is not about creating a caricature of an abundant person based on societal stereotypes. It's about recognizing and embracing your own unique expression of abundance. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming more fully yourself. A self that is naturally abundant and overflowing with plenty. As you persistently imagine and feel yourself as this abundant version of you, your subconscious mind will begin to accept this as your new reality. And as your subconscious accepts it, you will naturally begin to think, feel, and act in alignment with this new abundant self-concept. Now let us address another powerful tool in assuming the state of abundance: the use of I am statements. The words "I am" are incredibly potent. They are, in essence, your definition of yourself. Whatever follows I am is impressed upon your subconscious mind as a truth about your identity. Many people unconsciously use I am statements in ways that perpetuate lack. I am broke, I am struggling, I am always short on money. Each time you make such a statement, you are programming your subconscious mind to create more of that experience. To assume the state of abundance, you must become acutely aware of your I am statements and consciously choose ones that align with plenty and overflow. I am abundant, I am a magnet for prosperity, I am always provided for, I am surrounded by infinite resources. But remember, it's not just about the words. You must feel the truth of these statements as you say them. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling, not just to words. So when you say, I am abundant, feel the security, the freedom, the joy of being abundant. When you say, I am a magnet for prosperity, feel the excitement of good things constantly flowing into your life. As you consistently use I am statements in this way, you are literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon it a new concept of who you are in relation to abundance. And your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to make this new self-concept your reality. Now let us explore another powerful technique for assuming the state of abundance, the practice of living in the end. This involves mentally dwelling in the state of your wish fulfilled, living as if you are already surrounded by abundance. To practice living in the end, you must create a mental scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire for abundance. This scene should be one that would naturally occur if you were already living in a state of overflow. Perhaps it's the feeling of making a large donation to a cause you care about, or the joy of treating your friends to a lavish dinner without concern for the cost, or the satisfaction of seeing your savings account grow effortlessly. Create this scene in your imagination with as much detail as possible. See it clearly. Hear the sounds associated with it. Feel the emotions you would feel. Then enter into this scene in your imagination. Don't just watch it as a spectator, but experience it from the first-person perspective. Be there in that moment, feeling the reality of being surrounded by abundance. Now, here's the crucial part. You must return to this scene repeatedly. Dwell in it. Make it more real to you than your current circumstances. The more you live in this imaginal scene, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. And remember, your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you physically experience. As you persist in living in the end, you may notice changes in your outer world. Opportunities for increase may appear. Your relationship with resources may begin to shift. You may find yourself making different decisions about money and possessions. These are all signs that your new assumption is taking root, reshaping your reality to match your inner conviction of abundance. But here's a word of caution. Do not look for signs. Do not try to figure out how your assumption of abundance will manifest. Your job is simply to assume the state of being abundant, to live from that state in your imagination. The how, the when, the where of its manifestation is not your concern. That belongs to the infinite intelligence of the universe. Now let us address a crucial aspect of assuming the state of abundance, the role of action. Some people mistakenly believe that acting as if you are surrounded by abundance means you can simply imagine plenty and then sit back and wait for it to magically appear. This is not the case. Acting as if you are surrounded by abundance does not negate action. It informs action. When you truly assume the state of abundance, you will naturally be inspired to take actions that align with that state. You may feel compelled to start a new project, to invest in yourself, to give generously to others. These inspired actions flow naturally from your assumed state. The key difference is that these actions are not driven by fear, lack, or the need to get abundance. They are expressions of your assumed state of plenty. You take these actions not to become abundant, but because you are operating from the assumption that you are already abundant. This is a subtle but crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get abundance, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having enough. But when you take action from the assumption of already being abundant, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for the expression and expansion of that abundance. So do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your assumed state of abundance. Let your assumption guide your actions rather than hoping your actions will create the assumption. Now, let us discuss the importance of gratitude in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion, it is a powerful creative force. When you feel grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of acting as if. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for abundance, even before you see it manifested in your physical reality. Be thankful for the resources you currently have, no matter how little they may seem. Be grateful for every opportunity to receive or give. Feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms. The air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has plenty, someone who is abundantly provided for. This assumption, persistently held, must manifest in your outer world as increased abundance in all areas of your life. Remember, the feeling of gratitude and the feeling of lack cannot coexist. By cultivating gratitude, you are effectively ignoring the apparent reality of limitation and assuming the state of abundance and plenty. Now, let us address a common challenge in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance, dealing with contradictory evidence. As you begin to assume the state of abundance, you may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your assumption. Bills may still need to be paid. Financial pressures may still exist. How do you maintain your assumption in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where the art of ignoring reality comes into play. Remember, what you see in your outer world is the result of past assumptions. It is like an echo of what you once believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new assumption of abundance than to its outdated circumstances. When contradictory evidence appears, acknowledge it briefly, then immediately return your attention to your assumption of abundance. Say to yourself, "This is an old condition passing away. It has no power over my new assumption. I am now surrounded by abundance, provided for in all ways." This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumption, even when your senses argue against it. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination, informed by your assumption, shows you what will be. As you persist in your assumption of abundance, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small, an unexpected gift, a good deal on something unique, a new opportunity to increase your resources. Do not dismiss these as coincidences. They are the first fruits of your new assumption taking root. Now let us explore the concept of detachment in relation to acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Detachment does not mean you don't care about experiencing abundance. Rather, it means you are not anxiously attached to the outcome or the process of manifesting abundance. When you are detached, You are secure in your assumption of abundance. You don't need constant outer confirmation because you know the truth of your assumption. You don't anxiously look for signs or try to force manifestations because you trust in the perfect unfolding of your assumption. Detachment allows you to enjoy the journey of experiencing abundance without stress or worry. It enables you to take inspired action without being desperate for results. It frees you from the fear of loss because you know that your true abundance comes from your consciousness, not from external circumstances. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your assumption of abundance is the reality, regardless of what your current situation might show. Trust that as you maintain your assumption, your outer world must conform to it. Be at peace, knowing that your abundance is assured by the power of your assumption. Now let us address the role of persistence in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Assuming a new state, especially one that seems far from your current experience, requires persistent effort. You must be willing to persist in your new assumption, even when the outer world seems unchanged, even when doubts arise, even when others question your sanity. Remember, the reality you see around you is the fruit of seeds planted in the past. As you assume the state of being surrounded by abundance, you are planting new seeds. These seeds need time to grow. Your persistence in maintaining your assumption is what waters these seeds and allows them to flourish. Do not be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Do not waver in your assumption if your circumstances don't change overnight. Persistence is key. Return again and again to your assumption of abundance. Live from that state consistently, persistently, faithfully. It's also important to persist through the doubts and fears that may arise. As you assume a state of abundance that is vastly different from your current experience, your old beliefs and fears may surface. This is natural. Acknowledge these doubts when they arise, but do not give them power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your assumption of abundance. Now let us discuss the importance of feeling and acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Feeling is the secret of creation. It's not enough to intellectually know that you are assuming a state of abundance. You must feel it. You must experience the emotion of being abundant. What does abundance feel like to you? Is it a feeling of security, of freedom, of joy, of peace of mind? Whatever it is, you must capture that feeling and live in it. Make it your constant companion. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand words as much as it understands feelings. When you consistently feel abundant, you are sending a powerful message to your subconscious that this is your reality. And your subconscious, being the faithful servant it is, will work tirelessly to bring about circumstances that match this feeling. As you go through your day, constantly check in with your feelings. Are you feeling abundant? If not, pause and recall the feeling of abundance. Immerse yourself in it. Let it permeate your being. This constant return to the feeling of abundance is crucial in maintaining your assumption. Now let us address a common pitfall in the journey of assuming abundance, the temptation to compare yourself with others. In today's world, with social media constantly showcasing the abundance of others, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. But remember, comparison is the thief of joy, and more importantly, it can undermine your assumption of abundance. When you compare yourself to others, you are implicitly assuming a state of lack. You are focusing on what you don't have rather than on the abundance you are assuming. This sends a conflicting message to your subconscious mind and can slow down or even reverse your progress. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own journey. Celebrate your own progress, no matter how small it may seem. Remember, you are not in competition with anyone else. Your journey to abundance is unique to you. Trust in your own assumption and in the perfect unfolding of your desires. Let us now explore the concept of giving as it relates to acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Many people believe that they will give when they have abundance. But this is backwards thinking. Giving is not a result of abundance, it is a cause of abundance. When you give, you are acting from a state of plenty. You are assuming that you have more than enough to share. This assumption, this feeling of having more than enough, is precisely what creates more abundance in your life. So begin to give now from whatever you have. It doesn't have to be money. You can give your time, your attention, your love, your skills. The amount is not important. What's important is the feeling behind the giving, the feeling that you have more than enough to share. As you give, feel the joy of sharing. Feel the satisfaction of being able to make a difference in someone's life. Feel the abundance that allows you to give freely. These feelings are powerful assumptions that will manifest more abundance in your life. Now let us discuss the role of receptivity in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Many people focus solely on giving, believing that this is the key to abundance. And while giving is crucial, it is only half of the equation. To truly live in a state of abundance, you must also be open to receiving. Being receptive means being willing to accept the good that comes to you. It means allowing others to give to you, to help you, to support you. It means acknowledging and accepting compliments, opportunities, and blessings that come your way. Many people struggle with receiving. They feel unworthy or uncomfortable accepting help or gifts from others. But remember, in the infinite flow of abundance, giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. By allowing yourself to receive graciously, you are completing the circuit of abundance. Practice being receptive by saying thank you when someone offers you a compliment or a gift. Accept help when it's offered. Look for the ways in which the universe is attempting to bless you, and be open to receiving those blessings. Now let us explore the concept of circulation as it relates to abundance. Abundance, like all energy, thrives on circulation. When you allow abundance to flow freely through your life, both in giving and receiving, you create a powerful current that attracts more abundance to you. Think of abundance like a river. If a river is dammed up, it becomes stagnant. But when it's allowed to flow freely, it remains fresh and vibrant. The same is true of abundance in your life. When you hold tightly to what you have out of fear of loss, you dam up the flow of abundance. But when you allow it to circulate freely, giving joyfully and receiving graciously, you keep the flow of abundance strong and vital. So look for ways to keep abundance circulating in your life. Spend money wisely but without fear. Give generously but without depleting yourself. Receive openly but without greed. As you do this, you are acting as if you are surrounded by abundance, and your outer world will reshape itself to match this assumption. Now let us address the importance of language in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. The words you use, both in your inner dialogue and in your conversations with others, are powerful tools for shaping your reality. They are, in essence, declarations to the universe about your state of being. Begin to pay attention to the language you use around abundance. Do you often use phrases like, "I can't afford it," "it's too expensive," or "I never have enough"? These phrases are declarations of lack, and they reinforce a state of scarcity in your consciousness. Instead, choose language that aligns with your assumption of abundance. Replace "I can't afford it" with "I'm choosing to spend my money elsewhere right now." Instead of, it's too expensive, say it's not in my budget at the moment. Rather than I never have enough, affirm I always have more than enough. Remember, this is not about denying your current financial reality. It's about choosing language that leaves room for abundance, that assumes a state of plenty, even when making decisions about how to allocate your resources. As you shift your language, you'll find that your perception of your circumstances begins to shift as well. You'll start to see opportunities where before you saw only limitations. You'll feel a sense of choice and empowerment where before you felt scarcity and constraint. Now let us delve into the role of imagination in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Your imagination is not just a faculty for daydreaming or fantasizing. It is the very workshop in which you create your reality. When you imagine yourself surrounded by abundance, you are in a very real sense experiencing that abundance now. Take time each day to use your imagination deliberately. Close your eyes and create vivid mental images of yourself living in abundance. See yourself easily paying your bills, generously giving to causes you care about, enjoying experiences that you desire. Feel the emotions associated with these experiences, the joy, the freedom, the security. As you engage in these imaginal acts, remember that to your subconscious mind, there is no difference between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience in the physical world. By consistently imagining scenes implying your desired state of abundance, you are impressing the state upon your subconscious mind, which must then work to bring these conditions into your physical reality. Let us now explore the concept of gratitude as it relates to acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion or a social nicety. It is a powerful creative force. When you feel genuinely grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of acting as if. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for abundance, even before you see it manifested in your physical reality. Be thankful for the resources you currently have, no matter how little they may seem. Be grateful for every opportunity to receive or give. Feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms. The air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has plenty, someone who is abundantly provided for. This assumption, persistently held, must manifest in your outer world as increased abundance in all areas of your life. Now let us address the role of trust in acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Trust is a crucial component of this practice. You must trust in the law of assumption. You must trust that as you assume a state of abundance, your outer world will conform to this inner conviction. This trust is not blind faith. It is a confidence born of understanding that your consciousness is the one and only reality, that your assumptions shape your world. As you deepen this understanding through study and application, your trust in the process will grow. Trust allows you to remain calm and assured even when your outer circumstances seem to contradict your assumption of abundance. It enables you to persist in your assumption, knowing that the manifestation of your desire is assured by universal law. Cultivate this trust by reminding yourself of past experiences where your assumptions have manifested. Reflect on the times when you've seen the law working in your life, even in small ways. Let these experiences build your confidence in the process. Now let us explore the concept of detachment as it relates to acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. Detachment does not mean you don't care about experiencing abundance. Rather, it means you're not anxiously attached to the outcome or the process of manifesting abundance. When you are detached, you are secure in your assumption of abundance. You don't need constant outer confirmation because you know the truth of your assumption. You don't anxiously look for signs or try to force manifestations because you trust in the perfect unfolding of your assumption. Detachment allows you to enjoy the journey of experiencing abundance without stress or worry. It enables you to take inspired action without being desperate for results. It frees you from the fear of loss because you know that your abundance comes from your consciousness, not from external circumstances. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your assumption of abundance is the reality, regardless of what your current situation might show. Trust that as you maintain your assumption, your outer world must conform to it. Be at peace, knowing that your abundance is assured by the power of your assumption. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, let us reflect on the ultimate purpose of acting as if you are surrounded by abundance. While material prosperity is certainly enjoyable and can provide many opportunities, the true power of this practice lies in the freedom it provides. Freedom to be more fully yourself, to express your gifts, to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. As you act as if you are surrounded by abundance, you may find that your definition of abundance expands. You may discover that true abundance encompasses not just material wealth, but also richness in relationships, in experiences, in personal growth, in the ability to make a positive impact on the world. Embrace this expanded definition of abundance. Let your assumption of being surrounded by abundance infuse all areas of your life with richness and plenty. Assume a state of abundance in love, in health, in wisdom, in joy. For in doing so, you are assuming the state of your highest, most abundant self. In closing, my dear friends, remember this: you are not bound by your current circumstances. You are not limited by your past experiences with scarcity. You are a divine, infinite being capable of assuming any state you choose. The state of being surrounded by abundance is available to you right now, in this very moment. Choose it. Assume it. Live from it. Ignore the contradictory evidence of your senses and persist in your assumption. For as you do, you are reshaping your entire world. You are stepping into the full power of your divine creativity. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Be aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions about abundance. Use your imagination consciously and deliberately to live as if you are already surrounded by abundance. Persist in your assumption, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. And above all, have faith. Faith in the law, faith in the process, faith in your own divine nature as a creative being. For as you master the art of acting as if you are surrounded by abundance, you step into your true power as the author of your life story. Remember, the power to change your reality lies within you. It always has. You are not bound by economic conditions, by your background, or by your current bank balance. You are bound only by the limits of your imagination and your willingness to assume the state of being surrounded by abundance. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding. And watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound abundance you have assumed into being. Thank you. And may your journey of conscious creation be filled with infinite abundance, joy, and the thrill of manifesting your most abundant, expansive self.